Black Friday strikes by groups of Wal-Mart employees demanding better pay, better benefits went as planned across some of the stores across the country today. This despite legal action taken by the company to try and stop its non-unionized workers from walking off the job. So were today's strikes legal? Will Wal-Mart retaliate? And what is next in this struggle between the huge retail giant and its employees? Richard Roth is a defense attorney. Greg Gianforcarlo is also an attorney. Gentlemen, good to see you both. Talk to us, Richard, about sort of the legal aspects of this. What is Wal-Mart saying?
That these protests by these non-union members is really being organized, and the underground base of the entire movement is by the union. And they went in last week on the 16th, last Friday, to the National Labor Relations Board to say, wait a minute, the union is organizing a protest against us. We are not union. It is not allowed. We want to enjoin. We want to stop all these people from going ahead and actually protesting and demonstrating and petitioning and trespassing on our property.
We're waiting to hear, Greg, from the National Labor Relations Board, and they were supposed to have issued their decision today, and now we understand from James Rosen's reporting that it's going to be a little while until we hear from them. Does Wal-Mart have a case?
They may. Essentially what they're doing is Wal-Mart is saying, look, we are stepping in because this is a right-to-work state. There are right-to-work states and there are at-will states.
Explain what that means.
Right. In a right-to-work state, an employee is not obligated to join a union. And if Wal-Mart can step in and say, hey, listen, we're on the employee's side, and what's happening here is the union is trying to force our employees to join the union. If that's what they're trying to do and they can get away with it, then they may be, and then the unions may be enjoined. But frankly, under these circumstances, I mean, it could very well be shown that the employees, because of the certain situations at Wal-Mart, want to join unions. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, then Wal-Mart may have a very tough problem on their hands. And
then what would happen, Richard? I mean, let's say the board rules in favor of these striking workers. This is a company that is famous for really not having any union members in its ranks. What happens if this ruling comes down in favor of the workers?
Well, that's a very good question. This has been going on now for 2 years, and Wal-Mart finally to take the offense and say, wait a minute, this is really a subterfuge, a pretext by the union. If they lose that, and it's a very hard thing to win, if they lose that, it's only going to give the union strength, it's going to give the workers strength, and what the union will try to do is essentially assemble these workers and have Wal-Mart be a union company. It is a big risk for Wal-Mart, and the reason why the NLRB didn't render a decision today is because they said, wait a minute, we're talking about a monumental change in Wal-Mart and its employees if, in fact, no matter how we go. So what they did was the NLRB in Memphis actually said we're giving it to Washington, and the Office of the General Counsel will render a decision next week after they've had all the evidence. So there's a lot of, if you will, reviewing of documents going on by the NLRB, and they understand the weight and the heaviness of this decision.
And how does this work, Greg? If there's a ruling, does the losing side get a chance to appeal here, or is this ruling sort of that's it?
Well, I think they would obviously get a chance to appeal, but Richard's right. They have to concern themselves with the public relations aspect of this kind of suit as well. So there's that kind of component here.
Let's just talk about Wal-Mart for a second, because a lot of folks would say, you know what, it's because this is a company that's been so successful at keeping its costs down as it relates to its employees, its overhead, that's the reason why, Richard, they're able to keep their prices so low, which, of course, everybody gets to enjoy.
Well, you know, there may be some truth to that. However, Wal-Mart is not the only non-unionized large company that offers retail and has department stores. So I don't know if necessarily it goes with the other. Wal-Mart is known for having low prices, is known for keeping its costs down. But so are many other stores. So are JCPenney, so was Sears, et cetera, et cetera. So it doesn't necessarily go hand in hand. One thing is for certain is that if a union comes in, then the expenses of Wal-Mart will certainly go up. Whether or not the costs of the prices of the products go up remains to be seen, but presumably they will go up.
Well, that's the way it works. I mean, if the cost, if the cost to the company goes up, those costs are then passed on to you and me and everybody else who's going shopping for the holidays this season, and that could have a really tough effect on the economy as a whole. Which, and let's just sort of talk about this real quickly before we wrap things up. A lot of people are saying that, you know, in an economy like this, these workers who are striking at Walmart stores, they probably should be more concerned with holding on to their jobs and being grateful to have a job, Greg, as opposed to going out and trying to, tick off their bosses.
Well, they should, but I guess it depends. I mean, what could be said here is Walmart is trying to union bust. And Walmart really, if that's the perception, then Walmart may have problems on that end as well. I mean, there are a lot of customers that Walmart has who believe in the unions, and I think that Walmart's concerned about them as well.
Well, we'll wait to see what happens when the ruling comes down next week. In the meantime, gentlemen, thanks so much for coming on to help us sort through all of this. Richard Roth and Greg Gianforcaro. Nice to see you both. Thanks so much, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.